Father's love and blessings. Today we're going to read John chapter 16. So as always, kick back, relax. Let's see what the Spirit can teach us today. These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues, yea, the time cometh, that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service. All these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father, nor me. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. But now I go my way to him that sent me. And none of you asketh me, Whither goest thou? But because I have said these things unto you, sorrow hath filled your heart. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send him unto you. And when he is come, he will reprove the world of sin, and of righteousness, and of judgment. Of sin, because they believe not on me. Of righteousness, because I go to my Father, and ye see me no more. Of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will shew you things to come. He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine, and shall show it unto you. All things that the Father hath are mine. Therefore said I, that he shall take of mine, and shall show it unto you. A little while, and ye shall not see me, and again a little while, and ye shall see me, because I go to the Father. Then said some of his disciples among themselves, What is this that he saith unto us? A little while, and you shall not see me, and again a little while, and you shall see me, and because I go to the Father? They said therefore, What is this that he saith? A little while. We cannot tell what he saith. Now Jesus knew that they were desirous to ask him, and said unto them, Do you inquire among yourselves of that I said? A little while, and ye shall not see me, and again a little while, and ye shall see me? Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. And ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned to joy. A woman, when she is in travail, has sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish, for joy that a man is born unto the world. And ye know therefore, and you now therefore have sorrow. But I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh from you. And in that day ye shall ask me nothing. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it you. Hitherto have ye asked nothing in my name. Ask, and ye shall receive, that your joy may be full. These things I have spoken unto you in Proverbs. But the time cometh when I shall no more speak unto you in Proverbs, but I shall shew you plainly of the Father. At that day ye shall ask in my name, and I say not unto you that I will pray the Father for you. For the Father himself loveth you, because you've loved me, and have believed that I came out from God. I came forth from the Father, and am come into the world. Again I leave the world, and go to the Father. His disciples said unto him, Lo, now speakest thou plainly, and speakest no proverb. Now we are sure that thou knowest all things, and needest not that any man should ask thee. By this we believe that thou camest forth from God. Jesus answered them, Do you now believe? Behold, the hour cometh, Yea, is now come, that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I'm not alone, because the Father's with me. These things I've spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I've overcome the world. As always, let's do a little review. Remember, this picks up right where the last one left off. Jesus is talking to the disciples about what's to come. He, in the last chapter, told them about the vine, parable of the vine. He's the true vine. We need to abide in him. We need to obey his commandments. And he also tells them about a comforter that's coming when he leaves. And this is where he picks up from the last chapter. He says, I tell you these things so that you don't get offended, because they're going to put you out of the churches and the synagogues, because the time comes that people were actually going to kill you thinking they're doing God a service. And they're going to do all these things because they never really knew the Father or him, Jesus. He says, I told you these things. These things I've told you so that when the time comes you can remember I told you about it. And I didn't tell you these things at the beginning because I was with you. But now I'm going to him that sent me, and none of you ask me where I go. But because I've said these things unto you, sorrow is starting to fill your hearts. Nevertheless, I'm telling you the truth. It's important that I go away, because if I don't go away, the Comforter will not come. But if I depart, I'll send him to you. And when he's come, he's going to reprove the world of sin, righteousness, and judgment. So once again, he's telling them that I have to go away in order for the Comforter to come. And for the prophecies, as it said in the last chapter, from their book to be fulfilled. And he says when the Comforter comes, he's going to reprove the world of sin, righteousness, and judgment. He said he's going to reprove it of sin because they don't believe Jesus. He said he's going to prove it of righteousness because he's going to his Father and you won't see him anymore. And he's going to reprove it of judgment because the prince of this world is judged. So he's going to show them sin, reprove them of their sin because they won't believe Jesus. They won't believe what he taught them. He's going to show them righteousness because he's going to show them that Jesus has gone to the Father and now sits with him on his right hand. And he's going to reprove them of judgment because the prince of this world, the enemy, is already judged. He says, I have a lot more stuff to tell you, but right now you can't possibly bear it. But when the Spirit of truth, the Comforter, here called the Spirit of truth, comes, he's going to guide you to all truth. So the Spirit sent to us to fill us and to remind us of all truth, of everything Jesus said, everything he taught, everything he did, all truth. Because the Spirit doesn't speak about himself, but whatever he hears, that's what he speaks. We remember before Jesus said the same thing about himself. I don't speak to you of myself, but what the Father tells me to say, that's what I say. And it says he's going to show you things to come. He's going to glorify me, for he's going to receive of mine and show it to you. And everything that the Father has is mine. And he's going to take what the Father's given me, what's mine, and he's going to show it to you. In other words, he's going to guide us. He's going to lead us. He's going to keep us on track. He's going to correct us when we're wrong. Without the Spirit, we don't have a hope. Thank the Father for the Spirit, for the Comforter, for the Spirit of truth. Then he goes on to tell them in a little while you ain't going to see me. And then after that a little bit, and you'll see me again, because I'm going to the Father. Now the disciples, as usual, don't quite understand what he's saying. And they're like, what's he talking about? In a little while you ain't going to see me, and then you're going to see me again. And because I'm going to the Father, we don't understand what he's talking about. Now Jesus knew what they were saying, although I don't believe he heard them, but he knew anyway. And he says, are you asking among yourselves why I said I'm going away in a little while and you won't see me, and then a little bit later you're going to see me again? He says, verily, verily, I tell you, you're going to weep, you're going to lament, but the world's going to rejoice. You're going to be sorrowful, but your sorrow is going to be turned to joy. He knows what's about to happen. He's telling them, you're going to be sad, you're going to cry, you're going to wail, you're going to think it's all over, you're going to wonder what happened, but the world's going to rejoice. He says, you're going to be sorrowful, but don't worry, that sorrow is going to be turned to joy. Just think about it like a woman who's giving birth. When she's giving birth and going through the birth pains, that's a lot of pain. But as soon as that child's born, she forgets all about that pain with that new baby in her arms. Her heart's filled with nothing but joy. So it's sort of the same thing. You're going to have sorrow right now. But when I come back, when I see you again, you're going to rejoice. And no man's going to take that joy from you. Then he goes on to tell them, I've spoken a lot of stuff to you in proverbs and parables. But pretty soon the time's coming when I ain't going to speak to you in proverbs anymore, but I'm going to show you plainly of the Father. And that day you might ask something in my name, and I say not unto you, let me ask the Father for you. Because the Father himself loves you, because you love me and believe that I came from him. So he's saying, I'm not going to have to pray to the Father for you soon. Because pretty soon, you're going to have access to the Father yourself. You can ask the Father directly what you need to ask, what you wish to pray for. And he's going to answer you because he loves you, because you love me. He says, I came forth from the Father and am come into the world. And pretty soon, I'm going to leave the world and go back to the Father. Then his disciples said, now you're speaking plainly and not speaking a proverb. Now we know all things, and we know that you know all things, and need not any man ask thee. Because of this, we believe you came from God. Now again, Jesus knows what's about to happen. He says, do you believe? Because pretty soon, you're all going to be scattered. You're going to leave. You ain't going to stand by each other. You're going to scatter. You're going to take off. You ain't even going to stay with me. You're going to leave me alone. But that's okay, because I ain't alone. The Father's with me. He says, now don't worry. I'm telling you these things so that you can have peace. Because he knows what they're about to go through. And he's telling them that he knows. So that they can have peace. When all this happens, they can hopefully remember back to everything he told them and have peace. Because he says in the world you're going to have tribulation. You're going to have trouble. You're going to have a lot of bad things in the world. But don't worry. I overcame the world. What an amazing chapter. It goes to show his divinity because he's basically telling them everything that's about to happen. He's telling them so he can prepare them. and have joy and peace whenever everything goes down. He's trying to explain to him about the Spirit that's going to come. And as we'll see in the coming chapters, everything he's talking about comes to pass. And you know, we go through a lot in this world. But I think it's important that we remember to be of good cheer, because he's already overcome this world. We follow Jesus. That doesn't mean everything's going to be peachy keen from a worldly point of view. But I guarantee you, if we keep our eyes fixed on him, and our mind fixed on him, and our heart filled with the Spirit and with his truth, and obey him and follow after him and do what he told us to do, we're full of nothing but joy and good cheer, no matter what nonsense happens to us in this world. Because we're not of this world anyway. We're of his kingdom. We're born again children of the living God, joint heirs with Jesus himself. What better news could we have? What could the world possibly offer us that could compare, even in the slightest way, to that? I hope this blesses each and every one of you who listen to it. I ask that you continue to pray for the children, our fellow brothers and sisters around the world, and those lost in this darkness, so that they too can come to the light. May our Father bless you. May he keep you. May he be gracious unto you, and truly fill your heart with peace. I'll see you next time.